All right, good afternoon. We're going to call the Victoria County Municipal Council meeting for Monday, September 28th to order. The agenda has been circulated. I just want to mention before we start that if people are checking in on Facebook that some of us are wearing masks, some of us are not, because we've been able to maintain the 6-foot separation distance. So with that, the agenda has been circulated to council members. Are there any additions or deletions? We good? We will be doing a short recognition before we start. I didn't add it to the agenda, but we will make that notification. Just so, can we have a motion to accept the agenda as circulated, please?
So moved.
Moved by Councillor McGuinness, seconded by?
Second.
Councillor MacLeod, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion's carried. The agenda has been approved. So just prior to our start of council tonight, this evening will probably be the last council meeting before the election, and therefore it means for two of our councillors, they will be attending their last session. So I think we should just acknowledge and recognize both Councillor Budge, 34 years, Councillor McGuinness, 12 years. We want to recognize, acknowledge their commitment they've made to their district over their terms, their service to the municipality, and also recognize we appreciate the number of boards and committees they sat on over the years. And personally, from each of the councillors that are here, we certainly want to thank you for your support and your both personally and politically over the last number of years. We genuinely appreciate what you folks have brought to council. Great gentleman to work with, and certainly on behalf of council, we hope the best for you as we move forward. So a nice round of applause for them. And I don't know if there's any quick comments that either one of the esteemed gentlemen wish to make, but Councillor Budge, you are the senior man, so I don't know if there's anything you want to add to that.
All I can say, it's a lot different. When I started, we met in February for a week, and then we had our quarterly meetings and our committee meetings. So it's quite different now.
Good. Thank you. Councillor McGuinness, any comments?
Well, I'd just like to say I appreciate the cooperation that I've been given over the last 12 years. Certainly had I don't know if we had any real tough arguments. We've had a few little minor discussions, of course, which is good. But all in all, it's been a good time, and I think hopefully one of these two lovely ladies down here in the gallery are going to be sitting in this chair in a month's time. So I wish them all the best, and I wish all of the other sitting councillors present to keep up the good work. I think we have a good municipality and a good government, I believe, and we are blessed to live in a pretty wonderful place. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And CAO has a comment.
Yeah, so on behalf of the administration, staff, and myself, I'd like to thank you both for your time and efforts as councillors and the wisdom that you've shared with us. You've been true gentlemen whose love for this place is obvious, and we wish you tons of happiness in the days and years ahead.
Thank you. Well said. Thank you very much. And again, we salute you folks as you ride into sunset. So, well done. So with that, our first item this evening is we're going to have a revisit by Alicia Mumberkin Livingston from Grant Thornton. We had a audit committee meeting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. They brought us up to speed on the financial state of the municipality. So I'm going to turn it over to Alicia.
Thank you very much. So tonight, we met earlier today with the audit committee and reviewed the consolidated financial statements and other statements in detail. This review that we're going to do right now is going to be at a high level, and it's going to focus on the statement of operations and the statement of financial position of the consolidated financial statements of the municipality of the County of Victoria. So this consolidated financial statement consolidates general operating and capital, water operating and capital, the reserves, Highland Manor, Alderwood, and the municipality's portion of control over EDPC. So we'll start off on page 2, which is the audit report. So the audit report highlights the fact that the consolidated financial statements are the responsibility of management. It defines the roles and responsibilities of us as auditors and of those charged with governance, and notes that the audit was conducted in accordance with Canadian auditing standards. The first 2 paragraphs of the audit report are our opinion and indicates that we have provided an unqualified audit opinion, which is a clean audit opinion. It confirms that the financial statements are free from material misstatement and are in accordance with public sector accounting standards. So on the statement of consolidated statement of financial position, it notes the total assets of 14 million, made up mainly of cash of 9.8 million and restricted cash of 2.2 million. Total liabilities of 29 million. 20 million relates to long-term debt, with the remainder being made up of payables and deferred revenue. Total assets of 14 million, less total liabilities of 29 million gives you net debt of 15 million, which has decreased over prior year by 2 million. The non-financial assets are 28 million, which is made up almost entirely of tangible capital assets. The total net debt of 15 million plus your non-financial assets of 28 million gives you a total accumulated surplus of 13 million for the end of the year. The consolidated statement of operations shows your total revenue of 22 million and your total expenses of 21 million, which leaves you with an annual surplus of 1 million, and again, a total accumulated surplus for the end of the year of 13 million. And that ends my report.
Do we have any questions for Alicia? We're good, and we want to thank you, Alicia. You took us through the process. We spent an hour with you and Kim earlier today, just so folks do know that we spent over an hour on the financial reports that were given to Council. So we would need a motion of Council to accept the consolidated financial statement for the County of Victoria ending the year March 31st, 2020. We have a motion to that effect, please.
So moved.
Moved by the Deputy Warden, seconded by
O'Dow.
Councillor MacLeod. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion's carried. The consolidated financial statement has been approved for the operating year ending March 31st, 2020. I want to thank both Kim and Alicia for providing the information at the meeting earlier today and for coming back for the final report. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and we also want to acknowledge the cooperation and participation of our staff helping the auditors prepare the statements as well. So thanks to both our CFO and our CAO for their participation in that process. So now we're going to move on to our second presentation this evening. We have with us tonight Carla Arsenault from the Cape Breton Partnership, and she is with Patrick Austin, who is our Economic Development Officer and also part of the Cape Breton Partnership. So Carla, we'll turn it over to you, and welcome to Council and welcome to Victoria County as always.
Thank you very much for having us here this evening. We very much appreciate your time. We're here to share with you some information on a campaign that we released just last week. Can you hear better now? Perfect. So we're here to tell you about a new campaign that we introduced just last week, hashtag Cape Breton First. This campaign is essentially a social media campaign to encourage people to support people, shop local, buy local, eat local, stay local, all things Cape Breton. Earlier in the spring, the Cape Breton Partnership, along with a number of our municipal, provincial, and federal partners, met on a fairly frequent basis. Every 2 to 3 weeks, we brought together island-wide leaders from one end of the island to the other, and obviously we were there to discuss the impacts of COVID, but more specifically we were there to talk about the economic impact of COVID and what we could do as a community to help encourage people to spend their dollars here now when it was more important than ever. So we knew we needed to do something. We talked about it at length, and after much conversation, we felt that we needed to do a campaign. Local businesses in our community donate about 2.5 times more money to local nonprofits than the big box stores from off island and out of country. And 45 cents for every dollar spent at locally owned businesses stays in our local economy. So the impact that we have by purchasing something at our local corner store rather than purchasing it online or out of province and out of country is significant, and we know that it has a tremendous impact in our local communities. So a little bit about the history of Cape Breton first. You're probably thinking this has been done before, and it certainly has. Back in the late 90s, CBCETA, or the Cape Breton County Economic Development Authority, and the Industrial Cape Breton Board of Trade launched the first Think Cape Breton First campaign. And it really resonated well. I bet if you went around to businesses in the community now, you would still see that logo on businesses' doors. And then in 2014, Business Cape Breton launched the Think Cape Breton First campaign again, and again, widely received. So we felt like it really resonated well with Cape Bretoners back then, and we knew that it would resonate well today. Cape Bretoners are very proud of where we come from, and we knew that we felt like it made sense just to stick with what was working. And so we modified it slightly. Instead of saying Think Cape Breton First, it's hashtag Cape Breton First. And the new logo was designed by Vibe Creative Group. This campaign reflects some of our island's cultures. We have running it in 4 languages: French, English, Gaelic, and Mi'kmaq. And we felt that that was really reflective of our local culture and really would allow individual communities to own the brand. Some of the just like any campaign, you need to have some swag. So we did introduce some products which are available to businesses and individuals who want to purchase them. So we have some shirts, hats, and bags, even face masks for this period of COVID. And we have some decals that can go on the doors of businesses, including a couple different size stickers. So it could be for the back of your car, or it could be for a cash register in your store, and so on. In order to do this and to have the swag available for the public, we partnered with Breton Ability Center. They have a social enterprise, the Best of Cape Breton gift shop, and they have an online storefront. So we partnered with them, and all the proceeds from the swag will go to Breton Ability Center. And again, an opportunity to collaborate and partner with a local social enterprise right here in our community. And like everything else, you need to have a social media component. So with COVID and the increasing importance of online, we knew that the campaign had to be done online as well. That's where people are often doing their shopping these days, so we wanted to meet them there online. There's a couple little videos here that we're going to try to, if you can click on the one with the 2 boys. So these are East Coast.
Hi, I'm Lou. And I'm Lucas from East Coast Kids, and we're filming on location at the Highland Bow and Arrow on the beautiful Paddock Trail. We just want to say that we support Cape Breton Partnership's Cape Breton First initiative. Please shop locally to help our community. See you soon. Bye. Hi, I'm Lou, and I'm Lucas from East Coast Kids, and we're filming on location at the Highland Bow and Arrow on the beautiful Paddock Trail. We just want to say that we support Cape Breton Partnership's Cape Breton First initiative. Please shop locally to help our community. See you soon. Bye.
That just gives you an idea of
Hey, check out my new t-shirt. What kind of t-shirt you wearing back there, George? Oh, how come?
Oh, because you should think it's Cape Breton Prince.
Right, Steve?
Yep.
And this hat? This is for our Shetty Camp family.
So many of you probably know Jen Shepherd, Stephen Muse, and Jordan, and they have an online concert every Thursday, I believe, called Garbage Night, and so they were very kind enough to do that for us and promote it to their audience.
Nice.
So we do have a website, www.cape/breton/first.com. And so if there are businesses out there that do want to go in and purchase some materials for their store, you can even purchase shirts for your staff, your organization, and have your own logo on it along with the Cape Breton First branding. It was really, again, just an opportunity to do some positive messaging right here in our community. And then we have a video, which was put together by Jason LaFrenz and the team at Seaside Wireless Communications. And have a look.
Cape Breton Island is known for its beauty, its hospitality, and its people. And it is our sense of pride, our strength, and our history that has created a supportive and resilient community. As our local businesses slowly reopen amidst the COVID-19 global pandemic, our economy needs your help. The need to support local has never been greater. We ask you to think about Cape Breton first. Cape Bretoners have always been encouraged to consider this island first for their purchases. This message still rings true today. When we as an island choose Cape Breton first, we strengthen the businesses of our neighbors, friends, and family. Our purchasing power matters now more than ever. Every dollar spent on our island contributes to a better Cape Breton. It's not about getting back to normal, it's about getting back to better. Cape Bretoners are encouraged to buy local, eat local, and stay local. We must take care of our economy, and in doing so, we are taking care of one another. Cape Breton first.
So we've been running that for the last few days. I think when I last looked this afternoon, there was about 74, more than 7,000 views this afternoon, and about 139 shares. So it's going well. And really, what I wanted to do today was just to tell you about the campaign, and then get to the part where we're looking for your help. Our ask of you this evening really is just to promote it, to share it, to tell your businesses about it. The more people that get behind the campaign, the longer runway it will have, and the more impact it will have to our businesses. You know, if you do have the opportunity, if you do see it online and you want to tag it, share it again, or even just reach out and let your local businesses know if they want some decals for their storefront or any swag, anything like that, that would be very much greatly appreciated. And we actually do have some hats for you here. I think we have in English and Gaelic. So before we leave this evening, we'll make sure that you get those.
Great. Well, thank you very much. We're be very pleased to help you with the launch, and thought it would be a good opportunity to start. So I'm just going to open it to some questions and comments, if you're okay, and perhaps Councillor Patterson, any questions or comments, and we'll work that side of the table and then come across.
Thank you. Welcome, Patrick and Carla. It's interesting to see this campaign came back, because I do remember it in the 90s when it was prevalent. Kind of a sad story, though. I was in the North City Mall last week, and I was the only person there. Between Sobeys and Walmart, there's basically nothing. So, I mean, that's a sign, I think, of the decay of the local business that we're seeing. Maybe this will encourage some people to buy local. You know, like it says in the film, with the video, it supports all of us. Just a small little story. We have a local restaurant just down the road a bit. They do fairly well in the summertime, but the winter times are tough. So members of the community got together between 25 and 30, and before COVID, the COVID kind of put a kibosh to it. They would go for supper once a month. And, you know, it became a kind of a tradition to go, and it helped them out, and it was kind of an innovative way, I think, of encouraging our businesses to keep going and so on. So anyway, good luck. I like the T-shirts. T-shirts are always good. The masks are a great idea. And anyway, all the best.
Thank you, Councillor, and appreciate your comments. We'll go to Councillor McDonald and just remind, we are wearing masks. Speak directly into your mic. It's a little hard hearing, at least for us up here. So,
welcome to Council. Thank you for the presentation. Love the color blue. Can't go wrong with blue. Trying to make place. I look forward to sharing anything that we can to promote, and I don't really have any questions at this time, but thanks for coming.
Councillor McGuinness, any questions?
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Carla. Mine's working.
It's working very well.
And Patrick as well. I recognized all the places, I think, but this bowl that was in the water, where is that? The glass bowl on the water on your slides?
I think that might have been his screensaver.
That's not in Kibretin then? Oh, okay, just wondering if there'd be a destination point. Oh, good idea, great. All the best to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor MacLeod, any questions or comments?
No, thank you. Great that you're promoting the island. And it's a great campaigning, I think. And right now with the COVID around here, it's excellent we can support our locals. And we can be proud of our island too. So good luck in that. And you have any in Spanish? No, thank you. No, I will promote it. I don't know about the stickers. Maybe some stickers. Where I don't know. We can think about it to give it to our locals business, so we can talk about it.
We have some decals here this evening.
But we can
get you some more other stickers.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks.
Councillor Budge, any comments, sir?
No, but I'd like to thank you for your presentation, and anything that supports Cape Breton is great.
Thank you, Councillor Budge. Any questions or comments from staff?
No, I think it's a great idea. So good luck with it. Love bringing back old things for making them new.
No, thanks for your presentation, Carla and Patrick as well. And certainly we have the highest number of small businesses per capita, so this is a great initiative for us, and especially during COVID. So we really see the value. Anything we can do to help you promote it, the program, just let us know. With, whether it's, however, just contact Leanne, and whether it's stickers or promoting, but we're very pleased that you came tonight, and very pleased that you shared the launch with us, because very important to us.
The social media, if you would be able to share that through the municipalities' Facebook pages and other social media, that would be great. And then if each of you could take your swag and take a picture, even in front of a local storefront, if you're handing over a sticker to a local business, and take your picture and just tag us, hashtag Cape Breton First on social media, that would be great.
No.
And you can ask somebody to show you how to do that if you're not sure. I had to do that too.
And I neglected, because we're sitting in different places, but I forgot that the deputy warden is yeah. And sorry? Is Councillor McNeil, any questions or comments, or are you frozen over there? No, you're good.
No, just no. It's a great campaign, and it's much needed at this time. So, thank you, Carla and Patrick.
Thank you, and as mentioned, we will help you in whatever way is necessary. And remember, you asked us to post these pictures and send them to you, so maybe you'll be getting a lot of postings from Victoria County. I don't know, but no, it's a great initiative, and we're very pleased to support it. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? And thanks again for coming to council tonight. We appreciate your attendance. So, all right. We're going to move on, and we are going to look at the minutes of September 15th, the council meetings. They have been circulated to you. You've had a chance to review them. Are there any errors or omissions in those minutes? If there are none, we would have a motion to accept and approve those minutes as circulated.
So moved.
Thank you. Deputy Warden has moved the, we have a seconder, the minutes for September 15th. We have a seconder, please.
Seconded.
Seconded by Councillor McDonald. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you. Any business arising from those minutes?
I just have a couple of things to note related to things in the minutes. Just to let you know, the water accounts for shutoff have been sent to each councillor. So you would have received anyone in your area, but collections are going very well. So the yellow knockers have been put on accounts, but a lot have been making phone calls in to have their accounts have some type of plan put in place. So that's going very well. We've contacted, or we are contacting the province of Nova Scotia about how to name highway sections or look-offs. I'm not exactly sure. Not sure if it is a municipal responsibility, but we're going to find out where that came from. If so, it's not something that's asked for a whole lot. So, also, we've contacted Cape Breton Partnership about the housing strategy. It is in draft form, and they'll be releasing it in the coming weeks. Just to let everyone know that we're working on a Pride in Your Community, Stop Littering, Stop Putting Graffiti project, and had some really good ideas today at Department Head related to that. So there's a project that's being worked on related to it. I'm currently asking other municipalities about Halloween. Most haven't discussed it yet, but as of right now, Dr. Strang says that we will be following at least the provincial protocols related to it. Dr. Strang says that it's a go-ahead if we're not in another second wave at that point. We have sent out at least 2 letters to the federal government related to the tourism industry and seeing that there's help related to that. And just to let everyone know, heavy garbage was postponed to today. So today was the start date related to that. All your items should be out at the end of your road, as our staff will be making one trip by for pickup. So you might have seen them on the road in Boulardry and Ingonish area today.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Any of the items discussed by the CAO? That covers our old business. We are going to move on to new business, and we refer to the CAO.
All right, so I will refer to my CAO report that I sent out earlier. First part related to rejection tags that were issued in the last little bit. It looks like as we get back to normal, as seasonal people leave, our rejection tags go down. So we probably have to put more of a concerted effort into somehow reaching our seasonal visitors and residents when they come back in the spring, summertime for collection procedures that we follow. So it's something that we note, and we know that that's an issue. So now that we know it, we'll be working on that. Just to let you know a couple of things about a few of the different departments. Our tourism department is working on a placemaking project, and we're going to be going over to a placemaking destination over on the other side of the island. There's a cob oven, and so we're going to be making a trip over there to see what they're doing and bring some ideas back. He's also had a review of the mountain bike action plan, and it's currently in its rewrite stage after some notes. We're working with a developer on the website, so we're monitoring it, but it's going a little bit slower than what we were expecting, but we're expecting it to be here in the next few weeks for a launch of our new website. And also we're working on, related to that website, we are looking at a portal for council information, so it might be a new way for you to get your council package. So we're trying to see if we can have a portal put onto our website. There'll be news coming on it and training coming on that in the near future. In Recreation and Active Living department, so Lydia has been working on the last phase of her strategies, and she's looking for some photos for finalizing of that. She's looking to do a community engagement session for feedback related to her strategy, and then she's going to come present her physical activity strategy to council. Her photo challenge that is on our Facebook page ends tomorrow. Right now we have about a little over 400 votes so far. There's 3 finalists in there on the Facebook page and some great photos. So if you would like, go to our Facebook page, find those photos. There's an opportunity to vote on them until tomorrow morning. She's also hoping to do another guided hike soon. She's working on Cape Breton Connect, which was a project a few years ago. We're just trying to get a grasp of what is related to that. She is working on a community works program for the young artist that painted the trail signs and doing the reporting related to that. She's also looking at winter opportunities and ways to get out and active. And in discussions up Cape North Way on an indoor walking track, and we are also looking to see if we can arrange somehow to have a flu clinic come to our locations for our staff. It's a good idea. It's a good idea every year, but this year in particular. So we're working on that. Alex in the finance department has provincial reporting. There's several different reports that are due at the end of the month. And financial statements was part of one of them, so we're going to have to get signed copies of our statements and send them in. Just to let everyone know, there's also the tax sale by tender, which is happening November 24th. There's another one set for March 23rd. Depending on how the tender process goes, we could be looking at that or some other initiatives related to the March 23rd tax sale, but those are the 2 dates that are set for that. And we are in the process of getting names and doing invites for the maternity leave for Alex's position for doing interviews related to that. In our public works department, we're kind of in a holding zone related to waiting on provincial and federal funding for the water line extension and the water and wastewater project. So we're getting closer to being ready to go and hit the send button, but the province hasn't released any information on funding that is available just yet, but we are in close contact with them. Another note that we've sent out our cards to our water customers. Hit the send button, but the province hasn't released any information on funding that is available just yet, but we are in close contact with them. Replay, yeah. Another note. We are starting to do a lead sampling project happening in the water utility, so we're targeting some older homes and areas of concern. It's a Department of Environment led initiative, but we need to have 10 sampling spots related to that. And just to let you know, Paul, there's going to be there's a small leak in Little Narrows, and they'll be working on that tomorrow. There should be no impact to the customers, but you might see some of our workers over there tomorrow morning related to that. A couple other things. We're moving ahead with an IT project with the regional group of 9 municipalities. It's probably down to 6 related to this. We are, as we all know or should know, we're far behind in our IT standards, and we could be doing much more. So we are working on a project to see about updating our IT systems. We're working also on SATs, the transit bus messaging, and we talked today at our department head meeting about the possible second wave, which seems to be happening, and working on contingency plans related to that. Just letting you know that we're not naive to think that it's not going to happen. So we're thinking about that.
Any questions or comments for the CAO with her report this evening?
Sorry, one other area, economic development. So I received some notes from Patrick. We're arranging to have broadband discussions with ISPs for our underserved areas, and we are planning a meeting for next week. Actually, the 19th, we're going to be having a meeting with some local providers to see if we can come up with some type of plan for our underserved internet areas. Patrick has, in the last 2 weeks, he's assisted 4 businesses looking to expand, 5 new startups in planning and counseling, 3 funding applications assistance, and 6 business counseling. He's been working on the Cape Breton First campaign, reaching out to local businesses for promotion and drop-off of door decals. He has done some post-summer rounds of businesses with meetings to assess the last 3 months and discussions on move-forward plans. He's also participating in the Island Food Network focus discussions, dealing with provincial departments related to the Cape Smoky holdings, and talking with Tyans about a Tyans kickoff for some education for owners and staff of businesses around the island. So all of those things are going on as well.
Maybe reference the meetings that...
Yes, right. Yep. So just want to note that it's available on our website related to the election. So some of you may know there's an election coming up, October 17th. Our advance poll, opens October 8th at 8 a.m. in the morning. Our whole process this year is electronic. There will not be any paper ballots. It is all electronic. There is a single physical location for the advance polls for anyone that requires assistance, so that will be through here at the municipal office. On election day, there will be polls for helping anyone who needs help voting. They will be at Cabot Volunteer Fire Department, Neils Harbor New Haven Volunteer Fire Department, Englishtown Community Hall, and here at the municipal office. You might be wondering how to vote. So there should be in the mail a voter information letter coming to you. If you have not received a voter information letter, please contact the returning officer to get your name on the voting list. The voter information letter has 2 different ways to vote. You can vote by telephone or you can vote by internet, and the instructions are on the voter information letter. So that piece of mail is very important. So if you have not received that, please contact the returning officer. The information is on our website with the phone number to contact to get yourself on the voting list.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
Yeah, just on that last item, even though there were acclamations, cards were sent out,
and I assume that's for the French School Board? Because
CSAP, yep.
Those people identify at the poll, don't they? Yeah.
Correct.
Just at the bottom of your report, you mentioned that there is a meeting with Steve McDonald, Department of Transportation and Infrastructure Renewal. Not sure if councillors have received that. Everybody's received the information since you sent that out, but.
Right, so regional TIR are available to meet October 15th at 10 a.m. If that works for everyone. Maybe you could let me know if that is good or is not good, and we can schedule that meeting to happen. So October 15th, 10 a.m. in Bedeque. Well, he is going to let me know the location, but it's a 10 a.m. start, location to be determined.
Thank you very much for your report this evening. Are there any final questions or comments before we move on to the next item on the agenda? We're good? A taxation update, please.
Okay, so it was quite bleak 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, related to our taxes, but putting a positive spin on it this week. So as of today, there's 4.4 million outstanding versus 2.4 million this time last year. So a difference of about 1.96 million. Current outstanding is 3.6 compared to 1.7 last year, which is a current difference of 1.95 million. So it's basically we're moving ahead, but we are staying stagnant at the same time. Arrears are now behind at 775,000 outstanding compared to 763,000 last year, so a difference of about $12,000. We'll note though that there was a tax sale on September 24th last year, so we are pushing that back to November this year, so that could have something to do with why we're a little bit behind on the arrears number. So 1.3 million has been collected towards current and arrears since last council, and we still have 2 days left before our official due date. So we're hoping that it's been super busy. It will be super busy over the next couple of days. There's several ways to pay your taxes: online, through your bank account, coming here to the office, and you can also, there's a link there where you can pay by your credit card to a third party. Regardless, it's going to require a lot of work to get ahead, but we're up for the challenge. So we were about 3 million behind at this time last year, so right now we're 1.9. So we're still behind, and we knew that we would be, but we're making some progress. To date, we have received 15 applications for the installment program. 3 additional people today picked up the forms. So you have until September 30th related to that as well to get in on the program.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments in regards to the taxation report? Thank you, and I'm sure that it'll be interesting days ahead. We are going to start with the Department of Transportation Infrastructure Renewal items or concerns, and we'll start with Councillor McNeil over in District Number 1. Can you?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Warden. Fall grading. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we sure can. Yep.
Fall grading has to be done on the roads in the area. Actually, I'd like to thank them for the patching they did do in Washabuk over the last week, but there are a few areas that still need work. Signage and patching for the turn at the post office in Iona. It's a dangerous spot. There was a car accident there just before the last council meeting that I reported. So something has to be done there. I know they are looking into it, but I wanted in the minutes and the letter that's to be sent to them. Also, these next items are ongoing items. A pothole on Hector's Point and the road issue in Gillis Point / Grass Cove Road before you get to the bridge. And the beaver dam under the John Neal George Road has to be taken away, and repairs done to the road because of the flooding caused there. So that's it.
Thank you, Councillor McNeil. Councillor MacLeod, District Number 2.
I just want to put in the minutes. I talked to Steve about Beverly Hills, about the project is going right now. I just want to set it in the minutes.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Notice. Thank you.
Thank you. District Number 4. Any final requests from the Department of Transportation before you retire?
Yes, I guess so.
I thought so.
The number one issue with the paving at Smoky, for some reason, I haven't found out yet what the reason is, but we have tractor trailers running from 4 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, hauling gravel to be used in the asphalt for Smoky. Now, the understanding I have is that the gravel that was prepared for the asphalt was condemned. And I'm thinking between the bottom of Smoky and Ingonish, there must be gravel somewhere. Instead of hauling it, I understand it's coming from Waikagama. And here's these roads that were put in at multi-millions of dollars to fix the Cabot Trail. And these 18-wheelers are hauling non-stop, back and forth, every day, hauling wood. Just doesn't make sense. So I'd just like to have that looked into, why they have to do that, why there wouldn't be gravel somewhere on this earth in Victoria County and northern Victoria County. That's number one. And also is the slides. I know Larry has mentioned it, and Councillor Duffy has mentioned it different times in his district, and they're all along the Cabot Trail. I mean, it's going to be a severe concern when these 40-ton snowplows start going near the edge of the roads to try and drive or widen the highways out come winter. And it's just going on deaf ears. We've talked about it different times, and there's no work been done on these slides, and they're very prevalent all along their, same old thing. They put the red pylons up, but I think I said 5 years ago we should have built a pylon factory in Victoria County here somewhere, and we would have wiped out our debt, I'm sure. But that's my two concerns about TIR. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. They are noted. We're going to District Number 5. Councillor Patterson, anything this evening?
Just a couple of things. 9581 the Kemphead Road. There is a culvert hole, I guess you could call it, which is probably a couple of feet deep. Now, they did put a marker on it to indicate that it's there, but if they could just have a look at that. Not really District 5, but coming over to Kelly's Mountain, there's one section just as you come over the mountain heading west. You make that little turn and then you start to come down the mountain. That it's probably from here to the wall or a bit longer. It's just all potholes. I mean, why can't they just get some asphalt and put it in there? The rest of the road is very good, except for that one spot. And finally, the warden sent me a picture a couple of months ago about some brush clearing they had done in Bulladry on the Patterson Road, and there are stumps 1.5 feet, 2 feet high.
Yeah.
Driving up tonight down in Port Bevis, you could play golf on the way they're clearing the brush down there. It's unbelievable. It's as flat as the floor here. So I don't know if the contractor or whoever did that job didn't do it properly and it's getting done right now or not. But, there's no comparison between what they left, the mess they left, basically. If you come across the Seal Island Bridge and you head up the Patterson Road as a hill, and you can see the stumps in the drain, and they're quite a section of it, as opposed to coming here through Port Bevis, like I said, you could play golf on the places where they've cleared the brush. So maybe we could just inquire why the difference or whatever. You know, why is one so good and the other one not so good, I guess. That's it for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. And I should have mentioned earlier tonight, we have former Councillor Athol Grant in the back of the room tonight, so we just want to formally recognize you. So it seems to be more comfortable down in the gallery than up at the table. So welcome, Athol. Good to see you. We're going to move on to your district, Deputy Warden, number 6.
Thank you very much. Just one thing. The storm that came in the day before Teddy, the Hurricane Teddy, deposited 133 millimeters of rain in Ingonish, and the shoulders have definitely showed it. My only comment right now, we'll talk to Steve when we have our meeting, but I'd like to put in the minutes that the shoulders need to be addressed immediately. There's 3 or 4 locations I can think of, but if I keep going, I go on and on with a list. So really, just all shoulders in District 6 need to be looked at.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. District number 7, Mr. Councillor Budge, anything tonight?
No, not a thing.
You're going to let highways off on your last night of council. They appreciate that, sir. District number 8, anything from the top of the island?
Yes, thank you, Warden. I'll pick up for you, Wayne, there where have a few things here. First, I would like to actually thank TIR in regards to the work that was started and is pretty well complete in the Bay Road Valley area. It was a great concern to see dealt with the armor stone that was put over in the places that were required. So I'd like to thank them for getting that project started. Second, I received, I think it was our correspondence that we received from Steve with TIR. They were looking for more information with regard to the Mill Hill culvert in that. Is that correct? You weren't listening? No. The correspondence from TIR that we had, they had been looking for more information in regard with the culvert at Mill Hill. Yes. So I have that now. If I could just present that, it's located at 3286 Bay St. Lawrence Road. 3286. Bay St. Lawrence Road. That's the culvert they were looking for the information on there. And as Councillor Patterson stated there, had some calls, quite a few calls looking for the brush cutter. We're wondering if it's going to come to the area before the leaves actually blow off the trees, or I guess my question is it contracted out through TIR, or do they have an actual cutter that they use service for Victoria County? They have both? Because this is the longest I've ever seen. Here we are going into the end of September.
Just on that, Norm, I mentioned about Port Bevis. That's a different type of machine. They're green machines, and I've never seen those before. Yeah, so they're not TIR because they'd be yellow if they were. But, you know, I think where they got these, but what a job they're doing. It's unbelievable. Did they? Oh.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. No. So I guess that would be it for TIR concerns this evening.
That's it for you this evening, sir? Okay, we've captured that. So we just need a motion to compile that list and send it to TIR. Who will make that motion?
I move.
Thank you. It was moved by Councillor MacLeod, seconded by Councillor McNeil. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. So
I'll just make note, I just received a message that Keith Bain says tenders have been called for repairing top of Kelly's Mountain on exit 12. So Keith is watching, and there's 32 people that are watching this being live streamed right now. So
that has to be a record.
thank you very much for that. We're going to move on to are there any notice of motions this evening? No, we will move on to district concerns and start with Councillor MacDonald.
Yes, thank you, Warden. I actually only have one concern this evening. I had a phone call from a gentleman in the district inquiring if Victoria County had a noise bylaw. And I was unable to find any literature to show that if we do, and he would like a process perhaps starting the process of maybe, if he has a business in the area and there was a situation there where there was noise from another area close by, and he wasn't sure, he didn't want to call the RCMP per se, but
So currently, we do not.
we do not.
No. So it might be part of planning as we're going through the different areas.
Okay.
But we do not currently have anything, any bylaw related to noise, and so we can't really enforce anything.
So where does that process start?
I would say that they, you can make a motion to look into a noise bylaw for the county, and we can start to look at a discussion paper related to it.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to start the process for a noise bylaw in Victoria County.
You have a seconder for that, please?
Second it.
Second by Councillor McGuinness. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, and there's also the enforcement piece as well, Councillor. It's
Yeah.
and
Just on that, we dealt with this before. I don't know if any else remembers. And at that time, the RCMP will handle distributing the piece. You know, so and enforcement, like the warden says, who's going to enforce it? It'd have to be the RCMP. So, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. A noise bylaw or distributing the piece. So.
thank you very much. And it has, I know the deputy warden has brought it up. Several people I know had another inquiry and something similar from one of the other councillors today. So it's something we can take a look at now that we have bylaw officers. It is maybe something we can have them deal with on a municipal basis. So
We don't have bylaw officers, but we have an employee who is getting certified in the training on writing summary offense tickets, so we can look into that as an option. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that, CAO, and thank you, Councillor McDonald. Any other? Is that your only district concern tonight, sir?
Yes, that's it for District 8 this evening.
Thank you. Councillor Budge, anything in District 7?
No, Mr. Warden. No, none.
Thank you very much. District number 6, Deputy Warden.
All's good in Ingonish.
Very good. Well done. District number 5, anything?
I sent this on earlier too. If funds are available, and I'm not quite sure with the limit before elections and so on, I'd like to take $600 from my district budget for the Big Bador Fire Department and $5,000 for the Ross Ferry Fire Department. And if funds are available. The way I read Alex's spreadsheet, I think they are, but I'm not sure, so she may want to check it or whatever.
What was the second number?
5,000.
Okay.
So that is a
So,
motion from
I'll do that.
Councillor Patterson. We have a seconder for that, please.
Second.
Seconded by the Deputy Warden. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, the motion's carried and the funds will be distributed.
If they're available at the
they're
bottom
available,
of the, yeah.
Anything else, Councillor? Or, District 4, Councillor McGuinness, anything this evening?
Yeah, well, I just calculated I have about 15 different concerns, and I've taken the liberty to decide not to reveal them until October 18th at 0500 hours.
Thank you for that district concern. Others will deal with it, trust me. Councillor McLeod, anything?
Yeah, I have three things. Coming to my attention about the same with Councillor McDonough about the bylaws, about the helicopter. I know we have some tourists here about the riding. They're just concerned about the altitude, how low or how high it can be. This is not just for right now, just thinking in the future, if one company can come, maybe 2, 3, 4 companies will come. So just if we can start looking that about the altitude, how they can low can around. And either in that is the Sea-Doos is a great entertainment here for the summer. It's okay, but just there here's some complaints about they start getting too close to shore with the people. They're swimming. The families in the people have the houses in the water front, so the waves and the kids swimming. So they're very concerned about safety about that. So if the staff can check it out. Some regulations about that.
Okay, can do that. Anything else?
No, I just still advocating for the internet, so we know talking about that. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. District number 1.
Road sign for a listed road, Stanley's Drive in Iona. Does the municipality provide those signs? It's those white signs. I think we did in the past, Heather, as far as I know.
So the white signs are a private road sign?
Yeah, it's a private slash list. I think it is a listed road, but it's a private road too. So I'll look into it further.
Okay, so yeah, if you can send us the information you have on it. Are they looking for a sign for the end of the road?
Yeah, they are. One of those white signs.
Yep, okay. If you'll send the details of what the sign should say. Yep.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. And since I'm not there, I just want to wish Councillors Budge and McGuinness all the best personally myself. I know Councillor Budge right from the start. I learned a lot from him right from that first UNSM conference. and Councillor McGuinness was always easy to work with. So I wish them all the best, and I'm sure on the 17th they'll be having a little toast to us all there. So.
Thank you, Councillor McNeil. Well said. District 3, I just have a couple of information items, and one. You may recall a number of months ago we were approached by one of the local fire departments about providing a 25-year PIN in recognition of 25 years service to active and non-active fire departments. So we did receive the medals. They are here. I'm going to just pass that around, and you can take a look at it. We will be facilitating the presentation of those medals through Lyle as our EMO and fire coordinator. So we will be asking the councillors, or he will be asking the councillors, to probably attend and present those medals on behalf of the municipality. But they are quite nice, and just want to thank Heather for ordering them and making sure that they come in. The second item I just want to mention too, last week the HMC Shawinigan was in. They asked if they could meet a couple of local representatives at the wharf when they came ashore. The lieutenant commander is actually from Waikagama. His name was William Sanson, and he did present us with this plaque. We gave him some swag from the municipality, and I thought it would be appropriate to just pass that around, and we're going to put that plaque up over where the bell is for the Bedeck. So I'll just pass that way. Last week also there was 3 of us met with the recruiter for the District Health Authority, or Nova Scotia Health Authority. They indicated that if we were going to request additional physicians in the Bedeck area, there is a need right now, and there will be further need once Dr. Genge retires. So we were advised that we should send a letter to Kathy Bell, who's in charge. I'm not sure of her actual title, but I would like to make a motion that we contact her, asking her for permission for us to be able to be serviced by at least 3 physicians upon the two immediate and an additional one when Dr. Genge retires. That seems to be the number that we are given based on the size of the practices for physicians. So I would like to make that a motion.
Just question.
Sure.
It's not going to be, well, I was thinking 4 in case.
I'm sorry?
4, yeah.
4.
Instead of 3.
We could ask for 4, or I guess what we're going to ask them is that how many can we receive, but we can ask for 4 if you want. But
I think we were wondering what the formula was for how they calculated it, and then we would put a request in based on what is needed there.
Yeah, I think the average practice number now is between 1,000 and 1,200 patients. That's the size of a general practice, so we don't know what the current numbers are of the doctors that are practicing, and so we know we're short right now. So, and there is a wait list, so that's what we were basing it on.
So just understanding, the letter will be asking how many we can have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we'll express that we're hoping for at least 3 or 4. It depends on what number is appropriate, but.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And that would be based on, we don't know if Dr. Genge is going to retire, but he will be in some point. So I think if we can do something in the short term and then the long term, and it depends on what information they come back with as well. So that's a motion.
So we have a motion on the floor. Seconder for that motion?
I do. Second.
Seconder by Councillor MacLeod. All in favor? Contrary minded? Motion passed.
The other item I was notified by, I just want to get the letter up, President of Victoria County Trails Federation about the difficulty in trying to develop trails in Victoria County, and it's not only in southern Victoria County, it's in northern as well. So it's one thing to get the money approved, it's another getting it released, and we've run into a number of roadblocks there, and one of the reasons there is because there's multiple agencies that have responsibilities in both the approval of trails, the construction of trails, and the releasing of funding. And so there was a request that we as council invite government players to the county for advice on how to do this properly and how to speed up the process. So I am making a motion that we contact the Minister of Culture and Heritage and include to meet with him, because ultimately he is responsible, but also representatives from the Department of Environment, Department of Transportation, OCOA, First Nations representatives, Departments of Lands and Forestry and the Gaelic College, and representatives from trail groups within the municipality. So we would like to convene a meeting here sooner rather than later, because there's trail development. Ideally, it would be nice to have started and even better finished before the winter comes. So I'd like to make that a motion.
Motion on the floor. We have a seconder for that motion.
Second that.
Second by Councillor McGuinness. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion passed.
Thank you very much. And the president of the FAILS Federation is here. Is there any comments you want to make while you're here? And just you're very much involved with this and very.
Thank you, Warden and councillors. Yeah, it's basically it's a plea for some assistance. I am involved with the Victoria County Trails Federation. I've also been involved with some other trails and talking to other people in Victoria County that's trying to make trails. There's a lot of issues that come up between wilderness protected areas, Department of Transportation involvement with regard to old roads, funding, First Nations approvals. There's just a lot of issues, and things seem to go on and on and on with very little other than the county. We appreciate the county. They've been very supportive. But other than that, other departments and funding agencies seem to just keep throwing things at you to delay the thing. We have applied to the province. We got a letter saying our funding was approved. We have yet to receive the money, and really no indication when we might receive the money, or if, in fact, we will receive the money. 2 years ago, our group got funding. We got recommended for funding by the province of $81,500. We have never received any of that money, even though it's on their website is that we received that money was given to us. So it's an exercise in frustration. Victoria County has lost a lot of trails. We've lost North River Trail. We lost some of Ishkaban Falls Trail, Smoky Trail. We tried to do a trail in Humans River. My feeling is that if something isn't done to kind of open the log jams, that the community groups are eventually just going to say, well, there's nothing we can do. And so it's a plea to the county to see if you can do anything to kind of clear the log jam, and or tell us what we're doing wrong. If we're not getting funding, we're not getting anywhere. Government should tell us what we're doing wrong, and if we're not doing anything wrong, then tell us they're not going to give us money, and then we'll just go home and do something else. So that's what all I have to say.
No, we appreciate your comments. I do, and I know we've talked several times, and I know the frustration level you're at, and really you've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort to develop these trails, and it just seems to be one roadblock after another. So we're going to send that letter out, and we'll ask for it to be prioritized and see if we can try to get at least the minister and start with some of the representatives to sit down and meet with us and see if they can expedite this process. So it shouldn't be this difficult.
It shouldn't be this difficult.
Shouldn't. No. Okay. Thank you very much for your comments.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for coming tonight too, Al. We have any committee reports? Just want to let council know that Deputy Warden and I met with CAO today, and we did performance appraisal with her, so that is ongoing. Any bylaw?
Nothing at this point, no. We still have to do the final reading and approval of the CDDI, but we are waiting until our a session after October 17th for Merrill. Not for Merrill, but
any policies this evening? No, we're good. Any correspondence?
All correspondence has been that we sent out has been sent to you, and very slow in receiving it. So anything that I've received, I have passed on to you as well.
Thank you very much. We've had meetings all day today, so this is a bit shorter meeting this evening. Our next council meeting will be in November 2nd, I'm thinking. Is that the date?
Well, I'm not sure if that's...
You'll be notified the date. I will say that the next time we'll be meeting, we will, after the election, we'll be swearing in the new councillors, have the election for warden and deputy warden. Then Leanne and some others will be spending some time with the new councillors doing some orientation in the building and on our sites. So those things are all being planned. They are not completed yet, but they will be part of the process. So is there anything else to...
and that will be open to all council?
Yes.
Not just new, but any council?
Any councillor that wishes to get reorientated if necessary. So anything else come to council tonight? Yes, sir.
Just a comment on...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Councillor McNeil, and then we'll go to the deputy warden.
No, I just want to say to everybody, you guys did a great job today. I was watching you virtually, and everybody did a great job. So,
thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thanks to the staff that worked really hard at setting this up. So, Jocelyn and Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you both. Deputy Warden.
Yeah, just a comment on Councillor McLeod's issue with the helicopters. We're having the same issues in Ingonish. I've done a lot of research on it in the last couple of weeks. It's Transport Canada. We, municipal, provincial, even Parks Canada have no say in it. As long as they are operating in a safe manner, seems like there's very little we can do. I've tried Transport Canada, got no response from them whatsoever. The only other thing is by doing research, what's happening in BC and Ontario with helicopters, what Transport Canada recommends is that you go and talk to the actual operator, so that's what I'm planning on doing, to see if they ferry can change their flight path or whatever, but it's a frustrating one. The other thing, since I started looking into it, now I'm getting complaints about the motorbikes going around the Cabot Trail that are noisy, and now I'm getting complaints about the cars that have the loud mufflers that are going around the Cabot Trail. So it's unending, but it's a frustrating one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Just as a final note, again, we want to recognize Councillors Budge and McGuinness for a job well done over the years, and again, we appreciate it. We also want to wish good luck to all those current and other folks that have put their name forward. Good luck as you go forward in your election process, and thank you for putting your names up. And last, I just want to mention, I want to thank everybody this evening for respecting social distancing and following public health protocol. And hopefully this process will lighten soon. And we're going to ask for a motion to adjourn. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
Just one comment, Mr. Warden. I neglected to thank my right-hand lady, Miss Heather McLean, who guided me when I first came here. She gave me a lot of advice, and I also like to thank all the staff, and Sina and Jocelyn and everyone, Dan as well, for they were at your beck and call every minute. If you didn't get her right away, they got back to you quite quickly. So I wanted to just say thank you to all.
Thank you, sir, and thanks to staff as well. And thanks for recognizing. So we require a motion to adjourn, and then we will adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. We are done for this evening.